This morning, firefighters are still on the scene of a massive recycling center fire. How you can help prevent fires like these from happening so often.
And it's almost time for local beaches to open up. We'll break down how the water's being tested and which beach won't be ready in time.
A little cool to be at the beach today, but we do have some beautiful weather headed our way for the upcoming weekend and maybe some 90s next week.
Good morning, everybody. Happy almost Friday. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Leah Lynch-Ide.
I'm Chris Stanford. Kelly Slivka's got your first warn forecast today. Your Friday today.
It is.
You are off. You got that big camping trip you've been talking about. Baby Zeke's first experience camping.
We're a little nervous about the temperatures, though.
It's going to get really chilly tonight.
Yeah,
a couple of really cool mornings over the next couple of days, but as we go throughout the weekend, those morning lows are going to be warming up. Today, we're still going to be chilly. You probably noticed that wind yesterday, and especially in the afternoon when those clouds rolled in, it felt fairly cool. We got that going on this morning. That east wind is making it feel cool, even though temperatures are flirting with 50 degrees. But you'll need that light jacket all day long. The clouds will move on out. We'll get into some sunshine here shortly. Beautiful weekend, though. Temperatures warming up throughout the weekend. Next week, we're talking about some humidity increasing, and we could be getting close to 90. We're going to be concerned, though, because we do need some rain, and we don't have a whole lot of that in our forecast going into next week. The east wind continues to funnel in cool temperatures. Right now, sustained wind at 13 here in Madison. We are looking at temperatures now down below 50, sitting at 49, 46 in Juneau. A little bit warmer off to the west. Mineral Point, once again, something wrong with the thermometer there. But clouds departing quickly this morning. We'll get into sunshine. Easterly winds, though, keeping our temperatures down. Here early in the afternoon, only in the lower half of the 60s, topping out in the upper 60s later today, and maybe a little bit warmer the further west you go. So if you are commuting this morning, the clouds will be moving on out. You'll need that jacket with that chilly breeze, mostly sunny skies, sunglasses needed this afternoon, upper 60s. More on that weekend forecast and that warm-up going into next week. Coming up.
Thanks, Kelly. I walked right across your graphic there.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, you were too focused on doing your job.
I bet nobody else saw it.
Yeah, until I announced it to all the morning folks.
Okay.
Okay, it's 6:01. New information now. And new pictures in this morning of a fire at a recycling center in Columbia County.
Yeah, firefighters tell us at this hour there's still a handful of crews at the scene handling hot spots. They say recycled cardboard's making it pretty tough for them to put this out, not to mention the sheer size. It's the second time in less than 2 weeks crews at the center have dealt with a fire. This is just southeast of Portage. The fire chief tells us that the first fire earlier this month didn't spread as far as this one.
It's in the open this time. Before we were in that building, so we were controlling inside there. Now it was out in the open, so the wind caught it and took it.
The fire chief adds it's not clear whether this fire is linked to the previous one 10 days ago. They think what caused that previous fire was a lithium-ion battery.
Here's a good reminder on disposing lithium batteries. They shouldn't just be tossed in a household recycling bin. The Wisconsin DNR recommends recycling these type of batteries by taking them to a specific drop-off site. You can find one near you by visiting call2recycle.org. These locations are normally places like Staples, Ace Hardware, Home Depot, and others.
Downtown Madison's only addiction clinic is set to close Friday. Dr. Michael Repliger has spent the last 3 years running Monarch Health. He says in his time, the clinic helped more than 1,000 people in their opioid and alcohol recovery process. But this Friday, they're closing the doors for good. Big contributing factors include insurance woes and waning patient attendance.
It just simply came to the point of we could no longer do it without facing bankruptcy ourselves.
Currently, the clinic is working to transfer all of their current patients over to Hannah Medical Center, or Hannah Medical Clinic in Middleton. Safer Communities and other similar organizations are also available to help connect people with treatment.
Meanwhile, the city of Madison is seeing a spike of overdoses. Madison and Dane County Public Health says in the last 2 days, paramedics have responded to 9 overdoses with patients needing Narcan. 2 people died. The agency is issuing a public health alert now because of those overdoses. It's not clear what's driving this spike. It's possibly the makeup of street drugs. Maybe it's changed. It could include a new mixture of opiates, fentanyl, and other drugs.
All right, to campaign 2024 now. There is a new candidate for president this morning after a Twitter announcement riddled with technical issues. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is the latest Republican to jump into the 2024 presidential race. But the unprecedented live launch on Twitter's audio platform, Twitter Spaces, had some unexpected problems. Technical glitches and platform crashes delayed the chat, with Twitter CEO Elon Musk for 20 minutes. Eventually, portions of DeSantis' message got out. He says it's a sign of his popularity.
Serve as restraining somewhat.
We had a huge audience. It did break the Twitter space.
Rivals were quick to jump on the glitches. Former President Donald Trump calling it a disaster, and President Biden tweeted out, "This link works," directing users to his campaign donation site. DeSantis' campaign did get a big jump from the announcement yesterday. They raised $1 million in the first hour after the launch.
6:05, there's a trial date now set for a lawsuit for Wisconsin Republicans who falsely tried to cast votes in the 2020 Electoral College. It's scheduled for September of next year. That's right before the 2024 election. It's against 10 Republicans who tried to cast their votes for President Trump. The lawsuit is by the liberal firm Law Forward. It's seeking $2.4 million in damage from those electors.
Well, whether it's a swipeless transaction, Netflix fees, online subscriptions, credit card, I could go on and on. Keeping track of all of these costs is getting really complicated.
Tahalil Moeddin looked into some ways to help you manage it all in this Call for Action report.
Looking over his credit card statement.
I said, "Do you know what this bill is for?"
For Christopher Ham, things weren't adding up.
They said, "Well, the only information that we have is what you see."
What he could see was a charge for $59.99 from Frontier Airlines. So he gave them a call.
And after about 3 people on the phone, we determined that it was an annual fee.
The fee stemmed from a purchase from almost a year earlier when Ham was looking to save $1 on an airline ticket for his son. A discount he thought was for a one-time purchase, but left him with an annual service he didn't use.
But I guess I didn't read the fine print.
Moses Altek with the Wisconsin School of Business says a lot of companies looking to make some extra cash are banking on you losing track of your finances. Between special introductory offers and free subscription trials that keep your card on file, or even the old mail-in rebate.
I mean, it's brilliant on the part of the company.
Altek says it's easy to find yourself paying for something you never intended to. But in a free market economy, the burden to figure it out falls on the consumer. Luckily, there's an app for that. Altek says finding the right one for you can start with a simple search.
Google apps that keep track of my credit card charges.
But if you want to leave the comparisons to the experts, Altek recommends trying Mint or Rocket Money. 2 apps that will keep track of everything you spend, notify you when a payment is due, and monitor your subscriptions and automatic renewals.
They're really sophisticated.
Catching what you might have otherwise missed.
Maybe I'll look into that, but I'll probably have to have my son, who's in college, teach me how to use an app like that.
Tahalil Moeddin reporting. Experts say if you do use a money management app, it's important to take certain safety precautions with that app as well. That means using your secure Wi-Fi at your house or online data, which is harder for someone to breach.
At least one Madison beach will remain closed ahead of the holiday weekend because of a blue-green algae bloom. This as lake volunteers start testing the health of area lakes for the summer. Right now, Spring Harbor Beach on Lake Mendota will remain closed. The algae is harmful to humans and animals if it's ingested. It can be fatal for dogs. The Clean Lakes Alliance collects data on blue-green algae and other health indicators. They check a total of 88 points across 5 lakes, and then they send that to the Lake Forecast app for you to check before you head out.
It's really a first line of defense for folks looking to use the lakes. They can dial up that app and see, oh, it looks like there's a cyanobacteria bloom on the southern side of Lake Mendota. Maybe I want to go over to Lake Monona, and maybe the water's cleaner and clearer over there.
Data is collected at least twice a week between Memorial Day and Labor Day. It's also used in the Clean Lake Alliance's annual State of the Lakes report.
A reminder, if you're going camping or hiking at a Wisconsin State Park this weekend, you're going to need an admission sticker. The DNR is offering up those annual passes online. They're $28 if you're a Wisconsin resident. It gets you access to all parks and forests for the rest of the year. You got to display it, either an annual or daily pass on your vehicle to get into the parks. Your email confirmation will also count as proof of purchase.
Tributes are pouring in for Tina Turner this morning. The Queen of Rock and Roll died Wednesday at the age of 83. Turner was known for her electric performances, iconic grit, and amazing resilience. After her divorce from Ike Turner, Tina's career stalled until 1984 when her album Private Dancer turned into an international phenomenon. Her publicist says she died after a long illness. Tina Turner will be laid to rest in a private ceremony.
No one else like her. Oh, she's going to be missed. Hey, the Madison College baseball team headed to the Junior College World Series. Coming up in sports, we caught up with the team before they left.
And we're hanging out with Bucky Badger in the 608 this morning as Badger football celebrated 100 days to kick off. Bucky, we've got a scavenger hunt to talk about where you can win big this morning when News 3 Now This Morning continues.
The biggest Memorial Day savings are happening for 72 hours only at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Save up to 30% on all Maytag major appliances. Freezers start at $4 a month. Dishwashers start at $17 a month at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley.
Try Tide Power Pods with 85% more Tide in every pod.
Who needs that much more Tide?
Everyone's gonna need more Tide.
It's a mess out there. That's why there's 85% more Tide in every Power Pod.
See?
You know, I think the Princeton Club, it gives you a sense of that community feeling. When you come in, you are somebody and not just anybody. Going to a class where you have like-minded women that will just look at you for you is really important. I believe it really gives you the sense of this inner strength that you have. It's great to see other mothers going through what I'm going through. I've honestly met so many great women, and because I've been really consistent with those classes, I could really call these ladies my friends. Together we can for a better tomorrow.
We've got your back, Road Warriors, because we know you're picking up the pace. Steering life at 10 and 2. You're hitting the road. And we're helping you get there with confidence. So skip the counter without missing a beat. Choose any car in the aisle and be the boss of you. Go national. Go like a pro.
Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here, there, places no one should go? If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Now get an Explorer and get 0% APR financing for 36 months, $1,000 low APR cash, and $1,000 retail bonus cash. See your dealer.
Come see Tootsie, the Tony Award-winning feel-good comedy musical about Michael Dorsey, a desperate actor who just hit rock bottom. Little did he know, he had nowhere to go but down.
Get your tickets today at overture.org.
I think this is it, guys.
When the Martins booked their Verbo vacation home, they really weren't looking for much. A patch of grass for Bruno, a pool for first-timers.
Don't worry, I've got you.
And time with each other. And when they needed support, someone was right there.
I got you.
Because what's unique about a Verbo is you can reach a real person in about a minute.
The Memorial Day 72-hour sale is Saturday through Monday with a preview day Friday at Ashley. Get outdoor furniture starting at $4 per month, sofas starting at $6 per month, and so much more with 6-year special financing store-wide, only at Ashley.
You're watching News 3 Now This Morning.
Today marks 100 days to kick off for Badger football, and the athletics department is hosting a scavenger hunt in the 608.
That means you could win some stuff, folks. Josh Sprider is live to tell us all about it. Hey there, Josh.
Good morning, guys. Have you picked out where we are this morning? Where are we standing right now?
James Madison Park.
You got it. That's one of the locations here this morning that you can come look for those football helmets. We're going to get to the others here in just a couple of minutes, but I just want to bring Brooke Robinson in with Wisconsin Athletics because this is such a great tradition that you guys started last year. It was so successful. We're back at it again.
That's right, Josh. It's really been a cool experience to see the reaction, the excitement about football season, and to get out there in the community and the state today.
So talk about this scavenger hunt because this is really unique that you guys are really doing all across the Badger State.
Yes, so we've got 100 different helmets in 9 different regions all across the state today, from Hudson to here in Madison. And people can scan the unique QR code for a chance to win great prizes like tickets to the Ohio State game this year.
And let's bring up that graphic right now because we have those locations specifically for our News 3 Now viewers this morning. James Madison Park here in Madison, where we are right now. Harriet Park in Verona, Sheehan Park in Sun Prairie, and Soldiers Memorial Park in Mineral Point. So there are 4 locations specifically for our News 3 Now viewers. And Brooke, Brooke, there are already people out here looking for those helmets. I mean, we got some super fans out here.
Yes, these helmets have gone quickly this morning, and it's awesome because Bucky's out here. People are excited about football season, and it's just been really exciting to see the response this morning.
Yeah, I think we're getting to look at Bucky right now. Bucky's got a lot of energy on this Thursday morning for good reason, because, I mean, football season is right around the corner.
It sure is. 100 days away from kickoff, the whole reason for today. A lot of excitement about the talent on the field this year. Season tickets go on sale next week on the 31st, so we had over 95% renewed this year. It's a lot of excitement for football season.
Wonderful. We'll get all of this up on channel3000.com as well. I've got a link up there, too, if you're interested in tickets. Brooke, thank you.
Thanks, Josh.
Appreciate your time this morning. Again here, guys, Madison, Sun Prairie, Verona, and Mineral Point. Those are your locations here in the 608 this morning, though. You might want to get out here fast because people are coming in like crazy. It's going to be a fun morning out here as we're celebrating 100 days to kick off, guys.
Who's not having fun with Bucky around? Absolutely.
He's a party.
Yes, he is. Josh Breiter, thank you very much.
Don't forget to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out on social media or email him for a chance to be featured.
Quarter after 6. It's a bit chilly out there. Josh has got his winter coat on.
Yeah, and that hat, too. Definitely need some jackets this morning because it is chilly. We do have some clouds currently across southern Wisconsin, but those clouds will be departing. We'll have to deal with that east wind, kind of like what we had yesterday, making things a little bit cool. But right now you can see some of these clouds hanging over Madison. The temperatures this time of the year should be in the lower 70s. We're going to be about 4 degrees short of that. Look at the low tonight, though. We're talking about 40 degrees tonight. That's about 10 degrees away from our record, which is 30, and 10 degrees below our average, which is now 50. So we've got a couple of cool nights headed our way. This will be the last real cool afternoon, but by tomorrow afternoon, we'll start to see these temperatures rise. We're in the upper 40s here. The clouds actually kept temperatures up. We're not going to have that benefit tonight, so that's why the temperatures will be cooler. Look at up to the north where they did have clear skies, 30s and even some 20s showing up there in the UP of Michigan. That's due to high pressure building in from Canada, bringing some of that cold air. It's a locked in place across the Great Lakes and the Northeast. The good news is it's going to be sliding to the east, and eventually we'll get into some warmer weather slowly through the next couple of days. Right now we have east winds about 8 miles per hour, but it'll be up there around 10 to 15 miles per hour throughout the afternoon hours, and that will keep temperatures cool. The winds will come down tonight, and that will actually add to the drop in temperatures by tomorrow morning. Highs in the upper 60s today, lows tonight near 40, some upper 30s expected in some of the valley spots. A warming trend through the weekend, a beautiful weekend headed our way. Warming into the mid-80s by Memorial Day, and very dry weather. This will be a concern next week. We will need some rain, and we are expecting above average temperatures over the next several days going into next week. That'll carry us in the first few days of June. Temperatures well above average. What we will be concerned with is the lack of precipitation. I know we're enjoying this nice weather going into the weekend, but we will need some rain. Obviously, the farmers have planted their seeds. Now they need the rain to get those seeds moving along. Take a look at our umbrella contest winner. Well, I just jumped through that really quick. That was actually Libby sent this in. What a beautiful scene, though. Look at that contrast. The sky right into the lake. This was up in Brandon, Wisconsin, just west of Fond du Lac. So if you'd like to win the umbrella, just send it in to First Warn at WISC-TV.com or use our First Warn weather app. Temperatures right now in the upper 40s and low 50s this morning. The clouds departing as we warm through the 50s into the 60s, but only topping out in the mid to upper 60s this afternoon, so quite cool. First Warn forecast does bring in warmer weather for the rest of the week into the weekend. Memorial Day looks great, 85. Then the humidity comes in next week. Temperatures near 90, just a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm by the middle of next week.
The Jordan Love era is officially underway in Green Bay. The new Packer quarterback is now the guy under center for OTAs, minicamp, training camp, and then obviously the season itself. First up, the OTAs. Now, Love will be the first one to admit this is going to be a little bit of a process. But with a couple workouts under his belt, QB1 feels confident about his new role.
Feels good. I think there's a lot of energy out there. I, am excited to be out there, being the guy, excited to be around these guys and just get a chance to get more reps. They just haven't been through it a couple times, knowing kind of how practice goes, how practice, just the operation of practice, and then obviously just knowing the playbook, feeling comfortable with that.
Madison College held their final practice Wednesday morning and then hit the road for Oklahoma and the Junior College World Series. Andrew Banstra caught up with the Wolfpack before they left and found out that even though the program has been there before, the big stage is brand new to this group.
For the 5th year in a row,
It feels great to be playing on the last week of the season.
Madison College is headed to the World Series.
I think that's just always what's expected here. We just kind of know, like, every day, like, we have super long practices, and you just kind of can feel how important it is.
But this trip to Oklahoma will have a different feel to it.
It's going to be a little bit different than last year. We're all going to kind of be big-eyed on the first day, looking at all those new teams, you know, new stadium, all that good stuff. But hopefully we can just play our game and compete at our highest level.
25 of the Wolfpack's 30 guys are newcomers, freshmen that are brand new to the national tournament.
They had a very old team, and we kind of knew, we kind of had that idea that we're not that team this year. We're young, unexperienced, but we came together at the right time and just played ball at the right time.
Freshmen are told that when you walk in here, we need you to be sophomores by tournament time. So let's try to learn as much as we can so we don't have to wait till next fall to figure out the things that we need to know when it really matters this year.
As far as their approach on the big stage,
we can't win the national tournament with the first game of sectionals, so let's just win this pitch.
take it one pitch at a time while leaning on what got this group to this point.
We've been successful with playing good defense, throwing strikes, and execution of timely hitting and situational hitting until we've gotten beat twice, and then we'll still assume that we're going to play well enough to win.
Just like they have all season. In Madison,
I just hope we can send the sophomores out with a national championship.
Andrew Banstra, News 3 Sports.
He just missed all. Brewers and Astros in the series finale. Winner wins the series, and Willie Adames brought his big bat to the batter's box. Bottom of the first, Adames sends a two-run bomb to center to give the Crew the lead. They'd go on to win 4-0 the final. And that's it for Morning Sports. Have a great day.
Thanks, Zach. Up next, an iconic house in Hollywood back on the market. We're going to show you inside, which is straight out of the 1970s.
Stay with us. We'll be back after the break.
Watch News 3 Now at 5 with Eric, Susan, and Gary. Weeknights.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can go out and have s'more fun. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, that's crispy. Anyone?
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care. That's the value you can expect from Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
It's bacon! Smoky bacon, meaty bacon, tasty bacon, bacon! Oh, I love you.
Dogs go bonkers for bacon.
And try bacon pizza flavor.
Pizza!
Now's the time for cleaner indoor air. Now's the time for a professional air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer. You've known us for cleaning carpet and hard floors, but we've been developing and perfecting our air duct cleaning process and equipment for over 20 years. We do things the right way, cleaning your entire system. So if it's been a while or you've never had your air ducts professionally cleaned, now's the time to call 1-800-STEAMER. Call or go online to book a free inspection today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
For the plunge you never thought they'd take. For the day you never thought would come. For all the years that have come and gone.
For all those special moments that make life worth living. Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton. This is Iowa. We just haven't been properly introduced. Say hello to the place where rolling hills meet slow bills, where our fields, inside and out, are always growing, and where the fun is just getting started. This is Iowa. So, when are you coming to see us?
and with a new Toyota, you can go out and have s'more fun. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, that's crispy. Anyone?
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care. That's the value you can expect from Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back. Got another bird picture.
That's a turkey. I know that one.
Nice job. What kind, though? Wild?
Oh,
American?
They're,
Northeast?
It's a Wisconsin turkey.
Yeah, yeah.
The aggressive
Wisconsin
type.
turkey.
That pokes at your doors.
Let me
chases
in.
down ladies.
It's the curious turkey looking inside someone's house. Thanks, Mark, for sharing that photo with us. We appreciate it. Use the hashtag MyNews3Morning when you post online, and your morning could wind up on TV like Mark's. Well, the Brady Bunch house is back on the market. So HGTV bought it a few years ago. The inside looked nothing like what the sitcom looked like. You know, they used this shot for exteriors, but now look at it. They renovated it, and it looks like it's straight out of the 70s. This North Hollywood property is over 5,000 square feet and listed at $5.5 million.
Marsha.
Classic, right? Look at the backyard. They even have like the fake grass, like they had in the in the original show. That was where she broke her nose, right?
Yeah, that football, you know, and I can't remember who threw the football.
Oh, my nose!
Poor
You
Marsha.
old man. My gosh.
You see, Leah, the Brady Bunch was a sitcom.
Did you watch that in black and white, or?
We had color back then.
Oh, boy.
All right, hey, we have a lot to talk about in this last half hour. We're going to get to your local headlines and update you on that weekend forecast. We're back after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It's Green Tag savings time now at Sloan Implement. Get your John Deere S200 series with 4.9% for 60 months. Or John Deere X3s, 5s, and 7s with 1.9% for 48 months.
Power up with Sloan's.
Think Sloan's first.
Lots of insurance companies make promises about how much you can save if you switch over to them. Well, here's our promise. With the West Bend policy, you can save everything. Every memory. Every detail. Everything you've worked so hard for. Once it comes time to actually make a claim, a cheap insurance policy can really cost you. Why not protect everything that matters with a policy from West Bend? Because the worst brings out our best.
Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here, there, places no one should go? If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Now get a new Ford Edge with 0% APR financing for 36 months, only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Get 4 Arby's Classic Roast Beef Sandwiches for just $10. That's one for now, one after that, one to celebrate the first 2, and one more because that's how many 4 is. Arby's, we have the meat.
Did you leave the lights on?
No.
What the?
I'll go check it out. Hey, raccoon!
I'm not a raccoon whisperer, but I can help you upgrade all this.
With free installation on Felco windows, siding, doors, and roofing, plus no money down and no interest for 1 year. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home.
This offer ends Wednesday. Hurry, call now.
Call 866 for Felco.
Milk with your cereal with Fairlife. It's more like cereal with your ultra-filtered milk with a creamy taste plus 50% more protein, 50% less sugar. Turn nutrition into nutrition. Fairlife ultra-filtered milk.
The ultimate LEGO fan experience. Don't miss Brick Universe, May 27th and 28th. Meet LEGO artists and see incredible works of art. Fun for everyone. Tickets are selling out fast. Visit BrickUniverseUSA.com. BrickUniverseUSA.com.
At Foster Funeral and Cremation Services, we honor legacies. Let us take care of the arrangement so you can focus on saying goodbye. Veteran-owned and operated. Experience exceptional care and affordable service with Foster Funeral and Cremation Services.
It's Green Tag savings time now at Sloan Implement. Get your John Deere Z500 with 1.9% for 48 months or John Deere Z700s with 2.9% for 60 months.
Power up with Sloan's.
Think Sloan's first.
Right now, drunk driving crackdown, the Dane County community where OWI arrests are way up.
Plus, strike extension. A big Madison employer and its workers are at odds how long the picketing could last.
And here's a first look outside this morning. Temperatures taking a turn before your holiday weekend. Kelly's tracking whether we'll see a warm up before your long weekend starts.
It is chilly this morning. Those winds out of the east up there at 13 miles per hour, making it feel cool, but warmer weather on the way. Beautiful weekend headed our way.
Well, good Thursday morning, everyone. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynchide. Thanks for waking up with us. Say, if you're like me, you're starting your holiday weekend a little early. It's going to be brisk out there.
Yeah, the next 24 hours, let's say, are going to be rather cool. And we're going to see probably the coolest temperature come tonight. This morning's no bargain. We've actually had the benefit of some of those clouds coming overhead, and that's been actually keeping temperatures up. But we do have this east wind, definitely feeling chilly. You'll need that jacket if you're out for any duration this morning. Winds right now out of the east at 13 miles per hour. Those will continue throughout the afternoon, not coming down until later tonight. We're sitting at 49 in Madison, 47 in Juneau, Janesville at 48. Once again, Mineral Point, something wrong with their thermometer. 53, though, in Lone Rock, a little milder off to the west. Clouds will be moving on out, but it's still going to be cool today with temperatures in the upper 40s or upper 60s. Could be getting into the upper 30s to near 40 tonight. So this will be the coolest night. We'll gradually warm up Friday going into the upcoming weekend and looking great for this Memorial holiday weekend. Temperatures by Monday could be in the mid 80s. And we're talking about maybe getting close to 90. We are going to be a little bit concerned with some dry weather throughout much of next week. Just slim chances of some rain. Clouds we have now departing fairly quickly as they sink down to the south. As we go into the noon hour, still in the low 60s, only topping out in the mid to upper 60s later today. So running below our average, which should be in the lower 70s. No problems on the roads this morning with that chilly breeze. Need that jacket. Still breezy yet this afternoon with mostly sunny skies. You'll need that those sunglasses. More on the Memorial holiday weekend forecast coming up and that big warm up next week coming up.
All right. Thanks, Kelly. You can stay on top of the changing conditions yourself. Just download the free First Warn Weather app by searching WISC Weather in your app store.
Continuing coverage now on a man accused of going on a high-speed joyride to evade police and then crashing with a 2-year-old in the car. Police say they saw the 25-year-old Milton man going nearly double the speed limit and on the wrong side of the road. This was along Monona Drive. The man swerved around a stopped vehicle and then lost control. He ended up hitting a fire hydrant, a tree, a power pole. He ended up in the front yard of somebody's house. A 2-year-old was in the car. They were taken to the hospital. Police say they'll be okay. Officers are referring charges of reckless driving, among other crimes.
DeForest Police, among other departments in the state, are increasing enforcement patrols ahead of the holiday weekend. In DeForest, officers there say they've arrested almost as many drunk drivers so far this year compared to all of last year. Last year, DeForest Police arrested 56 impaired drivers. Compare that to this year. Here we are, only 5 months into the year, they've arrested 54 impaired drivers.
A not guilty plea has been entered for an Illinois woman accused of killing her Wisconsin grandmother-in-law in February. A Lafayette County court entered the pleas on Shannon Busson's half. Court documents allege she called 911 the day of her grandmother's death, saying she wasn't breathing after taking a fall in her Benton home. However, an examination reportedly found blunt force trauma and that she may have been smothered by a pillow.
A Dane County man convicted of hitting and killing a runner outside of Oregon will learn his sentence today. 38-year-old Timothy Pritchett's already been convicted. He hit and killed 30-year-old Logan Goose last summer. A driver found Goose's body the next day. A sentencing hearing is scheduled for this afternoon.
Live look now at the Wisconsin State Capitol, where lawmakers are proposing a bipartisan bill to make stronger penalties for school worker sexual misconduct. School employees, contractors, or volunteers who engage in sexual conduct against students or athletes would face a felony, 3.5 years in prison, and $10,000 in fines. The measure would also permanently revoke teaching licenses for teachers found guilty of crimes against kids. The bill would expand the language of existing laws. It would also cover private schools.
Striking TruStage employees say they'll continue to strike through next month. It comes as a majority of them voted to do so. Workers at TruStage, formerly known as Kuna Mutual Group, say that the company has committed unfair labor practices after union negotiations failed. They've been out picketing in front of the office on Mineral Point Road since last Friday. More than 90% of the 450 workers represented by the union voted to extend the strike, which was originally approved for a single week.
We're about a month away now from the earliest point the Supreme Court could announce a decision on the federal student loan relief program. And with this new possibility of a debt default, the situation is getting more complex. 40 million people are waiting for that decision on whether up to $20,000 of federal student debt will be forgiven per borrower. A challenge in the Supreme Court and a Republican bill to repeal the debt forgiveness stand in the way. With the possibility of this debt default, experts say students in school now have a new concern.
A default would prevent the federal government from spending money on federal student aid like the Pell Grants and issuing new loans.
A longer default could potentially delay federal loans for the fall semester. For those making payments now, whether or not debt forgiveness passes, experts are saying they should plan for the end of deferred interest. The Biden administration says loan payments will resume as soon as the Supreme Court makes its decision.
6:35. Hey, it is almost beach season and ahead of Memorial Day. Officials here in the county are warning you to be on the lookout for algae blooms and any other harmful conditions if you're cooling off in a local lake. Spring Harbor Beach on Lake Mendota already closed. It's not going to open in time because of blue-green algae blooms. The algae is harmful to humans and animals if ingested and can be a cause of severe sickness. It could even be fatal for dogs. All city beaches are technically closed until Memorial Day, so any updates on water conditions can be found beginning next week. Just check publichealthmdc.com.
In Wisconsin, nearly 250,000 pets are living illegally in rented homes. In a study done by agentadvice.com, around 29% of pet owners say they haven't told their landlord about their pets. The survey also found 4 out of 5 of those pet owners would be willing to pay up to $400 more if the lease allowed animals.
Take a look at this. The Blue Angels prepping for their Memorial Day weekend. The F-22 Raptor pilots are going to be performing at the Pocono Raceway in Pennsylvania, showing their high-flying acrobatics. The Angels will be in Milwaukee July 22nd at the Air and Water Show, highlighting historic flights of women.
Always such a cool performance.
There's nothing like it. It's, gosh, it's something to see. So, hey, Milwaukee, June 22nd.
Love it. 6:36, take a live look outside now. This is at Superior Harbor in northern Wisconsin. Looks like a beautiful day, right? Well, temperatures there right around the freezing mark, 34 degrees. After the break, Kelly's going to let us know just how cold it'll get here before a warm-up for your holiday weekend and then a bigger warm-up, a heat wave for next week.
And a life-saving statistic. We're going to share part of the reason for Dane County's success.
Plus, we're 100 days to kick off for Badger football, and we're talking about a scavenger hunt that's become a tradition for Wisconsin athletics in the 608.
Make a difference in the world.
Be a mentor.
Young people need a positive role model to succeed and navigate life's challenges. Learn about mentorship opportunities at unitedmadison.com/mentoring. Brought to you by Fearing's Audio Video Security and United Madison.
Precision is an excellent company. We had an idea of what we wanted, but we weren't sure how to put it together.
It's kind of one of those things that I personally take pride in, making sure that the people make the right decision.
We highly recommend Precision.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Spring into action and save on stressless seating at the Century House. Now get $400 off all classic power recliners, signature-based recliners and ottomans, and cross-based recliners and ottomans. And get $400 off most sofas and love seats. Imagine how much you can save building your dream sectional. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
This is how legends are.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get $5,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
JC tried Game Flings for the first time the other day and forgot where she was. You can always spot a first-timer. Game Flings with Oxy Boost and Febreze.
You want it, we got it, it's all here.
Rosemont, you want the nightlife, the bright lights, I'll put you in the spotlight, yeah. You want style? Well, now I'll show you where you gotta be, tell you what you gotta see. Oh, it's gonna make you smile. You want it, we got it, it's all here. Rosemont.
Summertime fun is in full swing in Rosemont. From grand slams to hot jams. To Rosemont it your way, start at rosemont.com.
Rosemont.
Make a difference in the world.
Be a mentor.
Young people need a positive role model to succeed and navigate life's challenges. Learn about mentorship opportunities at unitedmadison.com/mentoring. Brought to you by Fearing's Audio Video Security and United Madison.
News 3 Now is taking action to keep you on top of the latest breaking news.
Taking action whenever news breaks with a team committed to following developing stories so you'll know all the facts.
Taking action for South Central Wisconsin. News 3 Now.
Show us your weather photos, and you could win a First Warn weather umbrella. Send us your weather pics in an email or on the First Warn weather app. We'll select and showcase the winning entries each day on News 3 Now This Morning and News 3 Now at 6. Send in your pics to win a First Warn weather umbrella today.
You're watching News 3 Now This Morning.
Welcome back on the Health Watch. New data from Dane County Emergency Management shows the cardiac arrest survival rate is nearly twice as good as the national average. This as we recognize National Emergency Medical Services Week. Last year, 58 patients survived heart attacks in Dane County. That's the highest number the county has recorded to date. Bystanders started giving chest compressions before responders arrived in more than 62% of those calls last year. That's up from 40% the year prior.
We know that people who do CPR on a cardiac arrest patient have twice as likely a survival rate as people who arrest and do not have somebody performing CPR at that time.
May 21st through the 27th marks the 49th annual recognition of National Emergency Medical Services Week.
Not having enough food to eat as a teenager can lead to a poor diet and emotional eating. That's according to some new research that also says teens were binge eating and using laxatives, which they add maybe a strategy for coping with stress associated with not having enough food. According to the U.S. Department of Ag, about 9 million children live in food-insecure households in the U.S.
641, out to Kelly Slifka now on our weather patio with your First Warn weather this morning. Hey, Kelly.
Yeah, good morning. It is a little chilly this morning. Definitely grab that jacket, especially we have a bit of an east wind. We still have some clouds right now, but I think after about 9, 10 o'clock, these clouds that we have will be departing. You can see some of these in Platteville, and actually you might see a sprinkle or two. Not going to amount to much, but that should be moving on out fairly quickly. And we will get into some sunshine, but it's going to be a cool day. You'll need that jacket all afternoon. Right now we're at 49 in Madison. It really drops off the further north you go, where they had clear skies all night long. 35 in Rhinelander. You go up to Marquette, down to 27, so some below freezing temperatures. And that's coming down with this area of high pressure coming out of Hudson Bay, Canada, bringing that cold air all the way down into the Ohio Valley, parts of the mid-Atlantic states. The Northeast are going to see the cool weather as well. Thankfully, a lot of this is going to be sliding on to the east over the next 24 hours, so we will see a gradual warm-up. Going into the Memorial Holiday weekend, looking great. So if you have any plans outdoors, maybe doing some camping, yeah, it's going to be cool in the mornings, but the afternoon should warm up with the sunshine, and we'll see these temperatures gradually warm into the low to mid-80s. So maybe headed out to the lake or to the pool this weekend as temperatures will be warming up. Not today so much. Only headed into the upper 60s, and that east wind will make it feel cooler, even though we will see quite a bit of sunshine over the next several hours. The clouds will be departing, but it's going to be a cool day with highs in the upper 60s, and tonight will be the coolest night. I know a lot of people have been planting some of these plants. You might want to bring them in. We're not expecting frost, but some of these tender vegetation have a problem with temperatures near 40. We will be warming through the 80s by the end of the weekend, and an extended dry period going into much of next week, and that'll be a concern. I know the farmers got their seeds in, but we need the rain now, and we don't have a whole lot of that over the next 6 to 10 days. 49 right now in Madison, 47 in Juneau, 48 in Janesville. Across Dane County, it is chilly start to our morning. Temperatures at 50 or upper 40s this morning. So a cool start to the morning. Need that jacket. Clouds departing. Slow rise into the mid-60s here at the early afternoon, and only topping out in the upper 60s later today. So a cooler than average day, but we do warm it up. Our first warm forecast. A cool start to tomorrow morning, but the sunshine will warm us up into the mid-70s tomorrow, upper 70s Saturday, low 80s Sunday. It just continues to climb all week. temperatures up close to 90 next week. That humidity will increase, and that'll maybe pop up a brief shower or thunderstorm, but no big chances of rain going into the next 10 days.
All right, Kelly Slivka, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Just about 6:45. Today marks 100 days to kick off for Badger football, and the athletics department hosting a scavenger hunt in the 608.
Josh Breider is live this morning to tell us all about it and the stuff that participants could win. Hey, Josh.
Perfect. Hey, guys, good morning. So, all of the helmets are officially gone. It only took a few minutes for people to flood all the area parks. They are officially gone. People were out here in waves this morning. Right at 6 o'clock, people were snatching those helmets right away, and there were 4 locations across the 608. So this was a lot of fun. It was successful last year. We knew it was going to be successful again. Brooke Robinson with Wisconsin Athletics is up early. Brooke, good morning.
Good morning, Josh.
100 days.
100 days to kick off until we take on Buffalo on September 2nd. A lot of excitement about football this upcoming season.
Yes, and oh my gosh, it was so fun to see all the Supermans coming out to search for those helmets. You guys started this last year, and it was such a big deal that you guys had to come back and do it again.
Absolutely. Great response from our fan base. It's an opportunity for us to go to meet them where they are. We ask them to come to Madison all the time, and, you know, it's a way for us to give back to the community.
Yeah, and I mentioned earlier, all of the helmets are gone. We'll put up that graphic anyways, because you guys were in 4 different communities this year. You were in 4 different last year. This was just a fun way for you guys to get out really across the state to all of those Badger super fans that you guys have.
Yes, we were in 9 different regions across the state, 100 helmets in each region, and then, of course, great other ways for people to win prizes. And there'll be ways for people to win on social media today, too.
I love that. 100 days out, and of course, we're talking about tickets as well, because it's almost time to get those tickets.
That's right. Season tickets go on sale to the public next Wednesday, May 31st. So there was a huge response for season ticket renewals this year, over 95%. So a lot of excitement for football season, and you'll be able to get your tickets next week.
Yeah, this year, obviously, a big year with the new head coach, so there will be a lot to look forward to.
Yes, a lot of transfer talent, a lot of returning talent, a lot of excitement, a lot of big year for the Badgers.
All right, Brooke. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate your time this morning. Hey, Bucky, come over here one last time. We got Bucky Badger out here early with us here this morning, guys. 100 days to kick off. Bucky's excited. We're excited. Go to channel3000.com to get links to those tickets. Thanks, Bucky. Back to you guys.
I'm surprised nobody's snatched that helmet out of her hands yet.
Yeah, I wonder if that would count.
I'm
surprised too.
Wow, what a successful campaign this year. Everything's gone in less than 45 minutes. How about that? Bucky's always right.
Oh, I'd go anywhere for Bucky.
Me too.
How jealous are you, Leah?
Hi, buddy.
See you, Bucky. See you, Josh. Don't forget to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out on social media or email him for a chance to be featured.
That is my man right there. 6:47, coming up in the morning sprint. All the local news headlines you need to know to start your day.
And if you got a little kiddo turning 3 soon, let us know so we can show their picture on TV. We'll be right back.
Watch News 3 Now at 6 with Eric, Charlotte, Gary, and Zach. Weeknights.
It's the Portage Furniture Store's Customer Appreciation Sale on now, with a huge in-stock inventory of top brands for every room in your home, including all new power lift chairs and always free delivery. The Portage Furniture Store's Customer Appreciation Sale going on now.
This Thursday, one day only, earn a 40-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $60 you spend. That's a 40-cent fuel saver for every $60. Thursday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
It's time to bring balance to business travel and discover the equilibrium that works for you. At National, you're in control. Skip the counter, choose any car in the aisle, and manage your rental right from the app. So you can mix work with leisure, or leisure with work, giving you the control to find the perfect balance. Go National, go like a pro.
Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here, there, places no one should go? If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Now get an Explorer and get 0% APR financing for 36 months, $1,000 low APR cash, and $1,000 retail bonus cash. See your dealer.
We're kicking off Bob's Summer of Savings in all my stores coast to coast this Memorial Day weekend. Celebrating over 30 years of furniture fun in my now 165 stores across the United States. So come join the party because I've got new collections you won't want to miss and treats for the whole fam. Plus, get Bob's discount on my highly rated furniture, mattresses, and more with financing options to fit your budget. Get your home summer ready during Bob's Summer of Savings this Memorial Day weekend. I've saved you a seat at the party and a sofa and a bed and a
I used to pre-rinse dishes because my old detergent didn't actually get them clean. But new Cascade Platinum Plus has me doing dishes differently.
With double the Dawn grease-fighting power and double the scrubbing power, so you can load this and get this. New Cascade Platinum Plus. Dare to dish differently.
When you take me by the hand, I feel better again. Oh, I feel better now.
This Thursday, one day only, earn a 40-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $60 you spend. That's a 40-cent fuel saver for every $60. Thursday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
It's the Portage Furniture Store's Customer Appreciation Sale on now, with a huge in-stock inventory of top brands for every room in your home, including all new custom sofas and always free delivery. The Portage Furniture Store's Customer Appreciation Sale going on now.
Forward Madison at Union Omaha, Saturday at 7 p.m. only on TW.
6:50, time for the morning sprint.
We start with a fire at a Columbia County recycling center for the second time in 2 weeks. 3 agencies fought the fire into this morning at the Columbia County Recycling and Solid Waste Center. This is southeast of Portage. The wind fanned the flames last night, keeping firefighters out of the building until it was under control. Officials are asking people to avoid this area. It's Highway 16 between Wyacina and Portage. Crews are still on scene monitoring hotspots.
A 2-year-old recovering after a man drove 60 miles an hour on Monona Drive, evading police and then crashing with the toddler as a passenger. The child is reported to have non-life-threatening injuries and is now with their parent in the hospital. The driver was watching the child and is not a relative. The 25-year-old Milton driver is facing charges of reckless driving and others this morning.
Just as the weather warms up ahead of Memorial Day, public health officials warning you to be on the lookout for algae blooms in area lakes. Spring Harbor Beach on Lake Mendota will not reopen this weekend because of a blue-green algae bloom there. This type of algae is harmful to humans and animals. If it's ingested, it can cause severe illness. It can kill dogs.
DeForest Police, among other departments in the state, increasing enforcement patrols for the holiday weekend. DeForest officers say they've arrested almost as many drunk drivers so far this year compared to all of last year. Last year, they arrested 56. So far this year, they've arrested 54.
A survey of Wisconsin high schoolers finds more than 18% of students seriously considered suicide in the past year. Additionally, more than half of high schoolers in the state reported struggling with anxiety. The results are part of the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction's annual risk behavior survey. Those concerns were amplified by LGBTQ students, with 48% saying they had considered suicide.
Last night, Twitter servers crashed and delayed Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' presidential run announcement by 20 minutes. It's now official. DeSantis is running for the Republican nomination. A CBS poll shows DeSantis trailing former President Donald Trump by over 30 points. It comes less than a week after South Carolina Senator Tim Scott announced he's running for the Republican nomination as well.
It's been more than 3 months since former President Jimmy Carter began in-home hospice care, and reports say he's doing well. Speaking to reporters, his grandson said Carter, who's 98 years old, and former First Lady Rosalind, who's 95, are resting comfortably. He also shared Carter's enjoying regular servings of ice cream.
The mayor of Chicago emphasizing his commitment to supporting migrants and urging unity in the city. When asked about the Texas governor's actions of busing migrants across the country, the mayor in Chicago said that local response was more important than controlling other politicians. Nearly 9,000 migrants have arrived in Chicago since last year.
Tugboats are working to refloat a large ship that grounded in the Suez Canal, leaving behind at least 4 other vessels. The ship is a bulk carrier owned by a company in China. There's been no comment from canal authorities. It's unclear if this is going to disrupt international shipping traffic.
The queen of rock and roll, Tina Turner, has passed away at the age of 83. She, of course, rose to stardom from humble beginnings and became one of the most popular female singers of all time with more than 100 million records sold worldwide. She's a naturalized Swiss citizen. She died in her home near Zurich, from a long-time illness, though it's not clear what that illness was.
Protesters and supporters clashing in New York over a Marine that killed a homeless man in a subway train in New York City. Supporters say the veteran Daniel Penny was defending himself and others. Protesters say that opportunistic politicians are using Penny to raise their own money after the death of a black man.
Typhoon Mawar wreaking havoc in the U.S. territory of Guam this morning. It's the most powerful typhoon since 2002. Bringing strong winds, heavy rains, and a dangerous storm surge to the island territory. The Category 4 storm made landfall last night around 9, 3,800 miles west of Hawaii.
Fleet Week making its return to New York City. The annual parade of ships is starting off with the arrival of Naval and Coast Guard ships traveling up and down the Hudson River. It happens across the country where ships dock in a variety of major cities and crews enter the city to check out tourist attractions.
All right, good morning. 5 minutes away from 7 o'clock on this chilly start to our morning. We're taking a look at the visible satellite image picture from above. Now, you can see the clouds now extend through southern Wisconsin, but to the north, see it's clear. So these clouds will be out probably within the next couple of hours. We should get into some sunshine, but we're going to have to deal with this east wind, making it feel cool today. Right now, the sustained winds up there at 12 miles per hour. They'll be up there throughout the afternoon, not coming down until later tonight. Right now we're at 49 in Madison, where they had the clear skies cooler to the north. In fact, we've got some 30s, even below freezing for some up in the UP of Michigan. So the clouds departing, they'll be sinking down in the south as we climb only into the lower 60s by the noon hour. A lot of sunshine expected going into the afternoon hours, but it'll be deceiving with that east wind keeping our temperatures only in the mid to upper 60s for most of us. Maybe low 70s, a little bit further away from the coldest of the air. So as you plan your day, you probably need that jacket pretty much all day long, especially if you're in that wind. Even though we will see a lot of sunshine, temperatures only in the upper 60s today. East winds up there at 10 to 15 miles per hour. The first morning forecast does bring some warmer weather after the very chilly start to tomorrow morning. Upper 30s for some, expecting a low of 40 inside the city limits. Mid-70s tomorrow as we transition into some milder weather for the weekend and really warming up. Temperatures in the mid-80s by Memorial Day. A beautiful weekend. If you have any camping plans, Leah, temperatures may be close to 90, it looks like, next week. Just slim chances of rain by next week.
Boy, even though it's cold, can't go wrong with this view. My goodness.
Beautiful. We'll have another news and weather update coming up in 30 minutes.